Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night, and tonight we're going for a beer from the House of Trembling Madness, all the way from Latvia. It's this one. It is the Aldaris Kirsu, and it is a very big can. It's a full pint can. It weighs in at 4.5% ABV, and it's a cherry beer. Yeah, so all the information on the can is Latvian. I can't read Latvian, so it's going to be a bit difficult for me to say anything about the beer. The only thing that's on here in English is a little sticker that's been put on by the importer for legal reasons. Obviously, your ingredients are listed as beer, shockingly. Water, barley malt, barley, glucose syrup, caramel barley malt, burnt sugar, and hops. And then it continues to say water, glucose fructose syrup, carbon dioxide, flavouring, elderberry juice concentrate, citric acid, and sodium benzoate. Anyway, 2.55 units in the can, and it turns out that Aldaris are a macro brewer out of Latvia. So yeah, craft beer provider though. Anyway, is the beer any good? Let's find out and get it into a can. So we are pouring into a half pint glass, because as much as I love the fact that it's a pint can, I don't want to pour it all at once. So we're going to pour into my Lemmy glass. The pour is cherry coloured. Well, is that cherry coloured? I'm not sure it is really. Let's leave it there and appreciate the slightly. Let me just knock some bubbles off. It's a ruby colour, really. Pretty clear. You can almost see my boat race through that. You can see my boat race through that. It's cherry red ruby with an off-white tan head with just a hint of pink. The roll suggests it's light to medium. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks all right for a cherry beer. I'm not the biggest fan of cherry beers, and this one was in the box that my wife bought me as a selection of surprise beers. So this could go either way. So let's have a whiff. Subtle cherry. That's a good thing. I've had many cherry beers and they've all been on the sweet side. This one, whilst it smells of cherry, it's really subtle. Less than like a frangipane. That's the thing I'm thinking of. Cherry Bakewell. It's less cherry smelling than that. Yeah, light cherry. So it looks all right. Smells like cherry, I guess. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. It tastes lightly of cherry. It's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be honest. Body's medium weight, nice mouthfeel, sort of smooth, silky carbonation, and it's really quite malt forward actually, with a cherry sitting on the background. It's definitely less sweet than I thought it was going to be. It's quite well rounded actually. It's clearly artificially flavoured. Trying to get something beer-like, and I'm not getting it. It's all about the cherry and the malt. It's a sensible level of cherry, and I'm glad about that. So the finish is all subtle cherry, and everything about this is cherry, and that's going to sound really boring if you're watching this video and hearing the C word all the time. Actually, the finish reminds me of a certain Coca-Cola beverage that might have the little round fruits in it. Yeah, and there's a little bitterness on the back end. I appreciate that. It just balances it out towards the end. An interesting beverage, that. So, whilst my camera's going to do lally, there we go, focus box is better now on my face. We go to the scoreboard of joy and see that there have been 409 check-ins to the beer with an average of 318. 318. There we go. So, my scoreboard of joy is currently void of anything apart from the name. Looks, aroma, body, taste and finish are the 5 pillars of judgment against which this beer shall be tested. And we're going to start with a top off again, just so you can see what it's like. We're just going to go for a reasonable pour. That'll do. So it's a nice colour. It's kind of ruby, with a nice head. In fairness, it looks all right. Can I give any reason to not give it a full point? Not really. It's nice head, nice appearance, so it's having a full point. The aroma is cherry. Cherry, cherry, and more cherry. It's the word that you're going to hear the most in this review. It's subtle, light, not in your face. Try not to use a C word. It's reasonable, and it gives you a hint of what's going on. So, yeah. I'd like a bit more of the underlying beer, because I'm not getting anything else out of it. It's a difficult one to score, because I'm not a massive fan of cherry in the beer. But it's not bad. I'm going to give it the 0.75. The body, can't fault that. Nice medium weight, silky smooth carbonation, lovely overall mouthfeel. There's nothing to dislike about it. It's having a full point. The taste is all cherry. Understandably so, given what the beer is. So, it's not in your face, but it is dominated by that flavour, that singular flavour. It's a one-trick pony. And that's all it is. It is a one-trick pony. It does it reasonably well, though. It manages not to be overpowering. It's good, so it's going to have the 0.5. And the finish is, as I mentioned earlier, Coca-Cola's arguably their best one, I think, cherry cola. That's what I get, with just a hint of bitterness in the back end, just to balance it a bit. And yeah, it's all right. I'm going to give it the 0.75, because arguably it's one of the better bits of the beer. So we got 1, 2, 3.5, 4 out of 5. Did not expect that. I'll be honest, it's better than I thought. So we go on to the bonus points. Can't have a full bonus because it didn't get 5 out of 5. Value for money, I don't know what my wife paid for it. Don't know. I wouldn't want to pay the earth for it, so I'm going to give this one a question mark, because I don't know. In fairness, I can't say. Would I buy it again? Truthfully, I wouldn't, but that's only because I like my cherries straight off the tree. Less of it in the beer, and if it is going to be in a beer, I want it in a dark beer where there's something really substantial behind it. So a stout or a porter is where cherry belongs for me. So yeah, I wouldn't buy that one again. Not to say it's bad, because I scored it 4 out of 5, but it's just not my particular cup of tea. So yeah, Kirsu from Aldaris has got 4 out of 5 today from me. So there we go. An interesting beer, one I did not expect to enjoy in any way, shape or form. Only because, like I say, cherry in lighter beers is not my cup of tea. I can't really work out what kind of beer it is behind the scenes. Yeah, I just don't know. But there we go. It's one that if you like cherry, you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. My wife would probably enjoy it more than I do. Maybe that's why she bought it. I don't know. But yeah, not terrible is the way I would describe this beer. So yeah, if you like cherries and you like beer, give it a try. We'll leave it there and say, that's been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.